Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you guys are enjoying the content that we're throwing up. And make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy the video. And yeah, let's begin. Okay, so do you guys remember about a week or so ago when Christian Bale was announced for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then like Beta Ray Bill was announced for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and everybody just kind of connected the dots and said Christian Bale is going to be playing Beta Ray Bill? And the funny thing about it is, looking back, I don't really know how we got from A to B. There was nothing to indicate that Christian Bale was going to play Beta Ray Bill, right? We just kind of took this rumor and ran with it. We were just like, Christian Bale's announced, Beta Ray Bill's announced. There's no way it's a coincidence. Christian Bale's playing Beta Ray Bill. Awesome! You know, we just kind of ran with it and called it a day, right? Well, here's the thing. I have it on good authority, and it's kind of weird. I cannot phrase this as an absolute fact, right? I have to phrase it as like speculation. But I have it on good authority that Christian Bale is rumored, I have to throw that in there, to be playing somebody other than Beta Ray Bill or Gore the God Butcher. He's not playing either one, right? The quote unquote rumor, the rumor is that Christian Bale, this is gonna blow everyone's mind. I imagine people are just like, out with it already. The rumor, quote unquote, is that Christian Bale is on for three scenes, right? He's in talks for 3 scenes in Thor 4, and he is rumored to be playing Norman Osborn. Holy shit. Like, I had no how crazy is that, right? How crazy is that? And here's the funny thing. People would respond to, and they would say, no way Christian Bale can play Norman Osborn, right? No way he can play Norman Osborn. Here's the thing, man. He can, right? Like people, I think a lot of people who are really into comic books and didn't really follow Christian Bale before comic books are just kind of like, no, man. Like, I don't really see a guy who played Bruce Wayne the way he did playing anybody like Norman Osborn. No. I invite you to go watch American Psycho. If you don't think that Christian Bale could pull off a Norman Osborn, dude, American Psycho will totally change your perspective. Like, that movie is amazing, and Christian Bale could probably pull it off, right? It's pretty nuts. Like, here's the thing. I mean, like, when you look at Christian Bale from American Psycho, like, what is he really, right? He's just kind of like a crazy guy, right? And that's one of the funny things is in the movie, if I remember correctly, and it's been years since I saw it, but if I remember correctly, it was this idea that you didn't really know what was going on was actually happening or not, right? Like, did he really beat up those chicks? Did he really kill that one guy? We don't really know if those things were actually happening, right? If he was just hallucinating and going insane, or if it was actually taking place. And I think it ended on an ambiguous note, although I'm not 100% sure. But like, in that movie, essentially, like, his life is a sham, right? Like, he talks about how, like, basically he hates everybody around him, but he plays the part because it's his job. That's what he does when he's out, you know, on Wall Street or whatever it is, you know. But like, literally, he's living a double life, right? There's the public face of Christian Bale's character, who I think his name was Bateman. There's the public face, which is like, here's the smile I put on for the world to see me so I don't look insane. And then there's the insane side, right? Like the crazy side. Like, if you go and look at American Psycho, it literally looks like the story of Norman Osborn. Like, all you have to do is inject some, or throw some situation in there where he's injected with the Green Goblin formula, then goes insane, and then basically ends up fighting Spider-Man, and that's basically it, right? Because like, Norman Osborn is almost the exact same way as Christian Bale, or I guess from Christian Bale from American Psycho. But here's the funny thing about it. Here's the big thing about it, right? Like, if the MCU plays their cards right, if they do it correctly, they could bring in Dark Reign. Now, I don't know exactly how they would do it, but it would be amazing if we got Dark Reign. Dude, let me tell you something. Dude, if we got Dark Reign in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, could you guys imagine that? An entire phase of just Dark Reign. I doubt we would get it. It may end up being like Civil War, where it's just one movie, but like, Dark Reign would be legit, right? It would be one of the coolest things ever. For those of you guys who don't know what that is, Dark Reign came out of Civil War and Secret Invasion, right? You guys all know about Civil War, Captain America versus Iron Man, that kind of thing. Well, of course, Iron Man's side ended up winning, and the result was that at the end of Civil War, Iron Man became the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? That was his quote-unquote reward for having been successful in implementing superhuman registration. And so the result of that is you get a bunch of things coming out of it, right? You get the Initiative, and the Initiative was basically a story that dealt with the 50-state initiative, right? That was one of the big focal points of Civil War, in the sense that it was like, okay, superhumans have to be registered. We have to make sure that their powers are registered with the government, so, you know, their identities and so on and so forth, so we can keep track of them, right? And the idea was there should be a superhero team in all 50 states. That way, every state is covered by superheroes. So if there's like a crisis in San Francisco, the Avengers don't have to jump in a Quinjet and travel from New York to San Francisco, hoping they get there in time, right? Like there would already be superheroes in California, although it is a pretty massive state. You need multiple superhero teams, which I think they did, but like there'd be a team that could get there within like an hour or something like that, instead of like within like 4 hours, because the Quinjet, you know, flies super fast. But the fact remains that after the events of Civil War, you go into the Initiative, then you go into the death of Captain America, and then you go into Secret Invasion. Or really, you get House of M, and then you get Secret Invasion. But Secret Invasion dealt with the idea that the Skrulls had been secretly replacing superheroes all throughout the entirety of Earth in the Marvel Universe, right? And so you didn't find out until like the Secret Invasion event kicks off, but the Skrulls have been doing it for a long time, and they did it because of the Illuminati, right? Like Charles Xavier, was it Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Black Bolt of the Inhumans, Namor the Submariner, and I don't remember if Captain America was part of the Illuminati at that point in time. I don't think he was, right? I think that was when Hickman went back and changed things. I think that Captain America had already been booted by then. Doctor Strange had already wiped his mind, and then they sent him out of the Illuminati after that. But the Illuminati ended up traveling to the Skrull homeworld and was like, hey, look, don't come messing with Earth, right? Don't do anything with us. You know, we're doing our own thing. If you come over here, there's going to be problems. And the Skrulls basically kidnapped them, knocked them out, copied their genes, and then sent them on their way, with the Illuminati being none the wiser of what was going on. So then Secret Invasion kicks off when basically the Skrulls had been like going through and copying and making duplicates of superheroes, or at least having themselves operate as duplicates of superheroes. And like Tony Stark, as director of S.H.I.E.L.D., didn't know. He had no clue that this was going on. Well, the intelligence community saw this as like a catastrophic failure of Tony Stark. Like, how could you be the head of the most important intelligence organization in the world and not know, right? Because S.H.I.E.L.D. taps into everything, right? It taps into Interpol, it taps into MI6, it taps into the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, like it taps into all the intelligence databases, the unidentified intelligence agencies, it taps into all of those, right? So like it's a giant information gathering resource, and Stark didn't know. And so like in response to that, he was kicked out as director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then like at the end of Secret Invasion, Norman Osborn intercepted information that was crucial to winning the war against the Skrulls, which he used. And it looked like Norman Osborn was the one who had basically gotten the victory for the day. So the result was that he was put in charge as director of S.H.I.E.L.D. The first thing he does is he immediately dismantles it, right? He like shuts down S.H.I.E.L.D. and he's like, done. And now it's Hammer. Now it's my corporation, right? He creates a cabal, basically, like villains. So you have like Loki, I think you had Magneto, I think you had Emma Frost, you had a few other people here and there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he had a cabal of villains. Loki was a chick at the time, because that all came out of J. Michael Straczynski's Thor, and Loki stayed a chick for a while. It was kind of wild. It was kind of weird. But nonetheless, like it was one of these things where like Norman Osborn had basically taken over as director of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then tried to conquer the United States, right? So like the X-Men leave Westchester, New York. They end up traveling to Utopia, which is this island off the coast of San Francisco. They call it Utopia, but it's like this little island off the coast of San Francisco, which becomes their new base of operations. Like Norman Osborn like invades a Fantastic Four building, trying to like, you know, take their technology. Franklin Richards, because he can warp reality, he pulls out a toy gun and shoots him with a real bullet. Like it's crazy. Like it's crazy the kind of stuff that goes on, right? Like Dark Reign was awesome, but the overall gist is that basically all the heroes had essentially gone underground, right? During Civil War, you had Captain America's Secret Avengers. Well, during Dark Reign, all the superheroes were basically Secret Avengers, right? And so then you had like Daken, the son of Wolverine, who played Wolverine in the Dark X-Men, Bullseye, who played Hawkeye in the Dark Avengers. Like that's literally what it was. It was Dark Avengers, Dark X-Men. It was awesome, dude. Dark Reign is one of the coolest branding initiatives that Marvel ever did. It was legit. We could get that with Christian Bale if he's playing Norman Osborn, right? Like we could actually get that, and it would be pretty insane. Like it would be pretty bonkers. Like I really want to see that go down. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. There is this scoop about Christian Bale, but then there's also one about Black Adam. And the one about Black Adam will blow your minds. It is insane. No one's ready for Black Adam. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah, no one's ready for Black Adam. Like, if the information that's been given to me is correct, Black Adam will be the best movie that the DC Cinematic Universe has made so far, right? Like, it'll be the absolute best, right? Like, head and shoulders, it'll be on par with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I guess we'll find out. But if you guys want to hear that, let me know. Like, just leave a comment down below. Let me know, and I'll spill the beans on the info that I have about what's going on with Black Adam. But yeah, like this is the thing, right? I mean, you know, it's you know, I have to phrase it as it's rumored. You know, I cannot espouse it as an absolute fact. But yeah, Norman Osborn, Christian Bale seems like a pretty good mix to me. With that being said, guys, we're gonna bring this video to an end. If you are new here to Comics Explained, make sure you guys hit the sub button to become part of the Rob Corps. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, and I will catch you all later. Peace.